There's number 5.
It is for this Panamanian side. They're certainly getting on the wrong side of Yanni Sakanzi, the Zambian referee.
He just wouldn't shut up. He was asking for it. The referee kept looking at him. I thought, he's got to stop talking a minute. Deserved booking.
Kevin De Bruyne will lift this one into the penalty area. Well, he's lifted it in, but he's lifted it 5 or 6 yards over the top of everyone. And this is not the Kevin De Bruyne that we've been seeing for Manchester City for the last 2 seasons.
Not at all. Not his free kicks and his corners, dead ball restarts. They've been poor so far. They've never looked like scoring from one of them.
12 minutes gone in the second half. Belgium leading by a goal to nil. Clearance from their goalkeeper Pineda.
First game of the tournament, though, it is. They've had the pre-season, they've played the friendlies, you know, they've had the break, they've probably had a holiday.
Cooper towards the edge of the penalty area, and the shot has got away, but it's wide on this occasion from Becenas.
Sorry, the point I'm trying to make is that Kevin De Bruyne it's the first game in the World Cup. You know, there's the pressure on, they want to win, they want to perform well, he'll get better. And then do we see the best of him in the big games towards the end of the tournament?
Well, they often say very rarely do you see the eventual winners start brilliantly. It's a tournament you can feel your way into, isn't it, with your 3 group games? You just don't want to lose your first game.
As long as you don't get beat. If you get beat in the first game, the pressure is on.
That's the key, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what Germany will face after that defeat by Mexico, because Sweden aren't going to be a rollover, are they?
Not at all. No, it's put real pressure on them.
And at the moment, Belgium aren't losing that first game. They lead by a goal to nil, but Panama are on the attack here again down the right-hand side. Becenas with a chance to deliver, which he does towards the back post, but he's overhit it and it's out of play. And I think Cooper's the player that's gone down in some discomfort here for Panama. He got caught in the build-up, and the challenge was from Vertonghen, and that probably should have been a free kick, but he played the advantage.
Yeah, I know they'll be looking for the free kick now, and the probably coaches in the 4th officials here are all giving him another one.
Vertonghen's got a yellow card.
But when they get into that position, that's when they've got to produce the cross. You know, if he lets play go on and the score from it, that's a great bit of refereeing.
From a purely selfish English perspective, Vertonghen getting a yellow card today and then one in the next game when they take on Tunisia would be good news for England, that's for sure. England, of course, get underway a little bit later in Group G, but Belgium at the moment doing what they need to do here. They're not as straightforward as probably they or anyone thought it might be. 14 minutes into the second half. They lead Panama by a goal to nil. Real worldie of a goal as well from Dries Mertens, just adding to the list of spectacular goals that we've seen so far in this World Cup. There's been no shortage of them. Here is Hazard picking it up for Belgium, midway inside the Panamanian half, into Carrasco, who spins away from Torres. He hits the deck, and no foul, says the referee, and Torres then just tries to float a ball over the top of Blas Perez across his shoulder, but there was just too much on it, and it's saved to Courtois, who sweeps at the edge of the Belgian penalty area.
You can see Torres, you say he scored the goal, was it the ghost goal that got them through to the World Cup. He's a bit of a talisman for him, and just the way he looks, he's a big powerhouse at the back. He's had a good game.
Quarter-final of the last 2 major tournaments for Belgium. Can they go one better? Here is Lukaku. He's on a run here, showing his pace and power into the box. Lovely bit of play, teaming up with Meunier that time, and the pass to Meunier was just beyond Lukaku as he tried to get a shot away from 6 yards out, but it certainly overrun the ball. They've kept possession though on halfway with Beata, but it's the first time we've actually seen Lukaku with the ball at feet.
Well, he's dropped a little bit deeper, but he was able to turn around and run with it. He wanted a better pass back from what he said from Meunier. He rolled it into his feet, he wanted a better return.
Meunier's got it again here for Belgium out wide on that right hand side. Pushed forward in once more to Vertonghen, out wide to the left. Here's Hazard, edge of the penalty area. Ball at feet for the Chelsea man. Witsel at the edge of the box, looks to shoot, does he? No, he tries to drive on to Hazard again. Lukaku's arm is up, he wants the cross played early. Hazard's going alone inside the penalty area. He's forced up and over the top of the bar by the outstretched left boot that time of Escobar. And it's going to be a corner, and they're preparing a double change here. Panama, we're going to see the introduction in moments of Gabriel Torres and Ismael Diaz. But for Gabriel Torres, who played his part in the ghost goal as well, actually scored a wonderful goal in qualifying. Becenas has gone off for the introduction of Torres, and Diaz will enter the fray as well. as we mentioned, and he's going to come on and replace Rodriguez on the left-hand side, the youngster. So a double change and a positive change as well for the Panamanians.
I think Rodriguez has done well. I don't know if he thinks he's getting tired, he's running out of legs, but I thought he's been really positive in the game.
Well, you can't help but feel the lack of football that he's had in Belgium, playing for Genk, as we mentioned, not made a first-team appearance for them. Almost being fast-tracked into this Panamanian international setup. Only his third cap today, but he looked dangerous at times in that first half. And Ismael Diaz, as I say, enters the fray. He plays his football for Deportivo La Coruña's second team in Spain, or he has for the last season or so. Meunier on a run here for Belgium, down that right-hand side towards the byline. He finds Mertens, who's closed down immediately, and gets attention from Fidel Escobar, and it's a throw on that far side for Belgium, level with the edge of the penalty area.
I think they're getting pushed further and further back, Adam, and if they're going to break on them at all, they're going to need some fresh legs. They need to get the ball back, but to even get up the pitch, they're going to need some fresh legs on the park. I think that's why he's made his substitutions.
De Bruyne down that far side, intercepted comfortably by one of the substitutes, Ismael Diaz. Centrally about 25 yards out, that came from Aníbal Godoy, and the free kick is given. It was the tiniest little pull on the left arm of Hazard, but just knocked him off his balance as he was about to get going once more.
He loves to just play in there, doesn't he? He's got Lukaku up the top. If he can just play in those little holes, those little pockets, and pick it up and get turned, that's when he's a real threat.
Well, this is a central free kick. It's just to the left, actually, of the penalty spot. Again, about 25 yards from goal. I think there's a few who are lining up and fancying this. And both with an opportunity here to double Belgium's advantage. There's 4 in the wall, which is placed just inside the D. It will be Kevin De Bruyne, and it's straight into that wall, and it spins away on the far side, where Meunier will pick it up under pressure from Davis, and Davis puts the ball out of play for a throw to Belgium. 20 minutes gone in this second half. Belgium leading by a goal to nil. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Reminder, Royal Ascot gets underway tomorrow as well. We'll bring you exclusive coverage from Royal Ascot this year, and we have it for you all the way through till Saturday, to make sure, if you love your racing, and what a spectacle it is as well. If you remember back to last year, Rupert Bell's commentary on the big orange coming for victory. It really was a wonderful event, and we've got coverage for you from tomorrow here on TalkSport 2. Down this left-hand side, it's Vertonghen again with the ball on halfway. He finds Hazard into Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne then with one of those raking passes out wide to the right-hand side, but again, there's too much on it for Meunier to get after, and it spins into touch for a throw.
Yeah, there's been a few collector's items from Kevin De Bruyne, and he's given the ball away today. I've not seen much of that in the Premier League this season.
No, it's very unlike him, as you say, though, after a little holiday and the end of the season. Maybe you just got to get back into it.
You've got to get going again at this level. You know, friendlies are okay and they keep you going, and I know they'll say, well, you shouldn't lose it. You just need to get back to this level. And actually, it's not the level where he normally plays at. He's playing against a much lower level, who are frustrating him, sitting in. He's a wonderful player, and I think we'll see the best of him in other games.
As well, Mick, when you're at a World Cup, that everything started last Thursday. They don't get their games underway until late on a Monday. Yeah. It must be quite frustrating as a group of players just to be sat there and watching everyone else get underway. It
is. You want to get underway because people say that there's not. You're not scared. You're not feared. You're not. You're not worried about it, but you're anxious. You want to get playing. You've got that nervous energy, and you can't wait for it to start.
Meunier on that far side into Hazard, who just spins and turns, and opportunity to go back to Witsel again. Inside the centre circle is Boyata. He's had a couple of terrific seasons, of course, the former Man City man up at Celtic, twice winning the treble back-to-back. Another foul there, this time on the near side on Carrasco. It's from Murillo, who is one of those players who's been booked, and he'll be walking a tightrope. 5 Panamanians in the book, a couple of Belgians as well. Plenty of report writing to be done post-game for our Zambian official today. And actually, there's not really been a filthy, nasty tackle in the entire game.
No, there haven't. There's been the ones where they've just pulled them back.
Ball lifted in here towards Lukaku, and Pinedo has to come out to the edge of his 6-yard box and punch. It was a decent delivery this time from Meunier from that right-hand side, but Pinedo again was alert to the danger. Here they come again. Hazard into De Bruyne, lays it off again to Hazard down the left-hand edge of the penalty area. He's closed down immediately by Torres. Hazard going here on his right foot. De Bruyne at the edge of the box, works it onto his right foot again, stabs it towards Lukaku for the header, and he knocks it into the bottom corner. And Romelu Lukaku's World Cup campaign is off and running. The delivery from De Bruyne, the header from Lukaku from around 8 yards out, and that should be game, set and match for Belgium. They lead Panama by 2-0.
Yeah, it's a lovely bit of football, close skills. Hazard kept hold of it. They didn't just put the ball in the box, they didn't just cross it. They worked it down to the byline, came back to De Bruyne. He's played a 1-2 with Hazard. They come back here, they've kept hold of it. He's not just going to cross it. They've only got one in the box anyway. This is a great bit of skill. Beats him on the outside of his foot. Oh, they'll be telling me his arm's offside. But anyway, it's not gone to VAR, has it? I don't think so. It's been given. It's a wonderful ball on the outside of his foot. Great goal.
He has been given. The celebrations have happened. They do check every goal, and I think by the letter of the law his right arm was offside, but
I know.
Apparently it's only bits that you can put the ball in with, and obviously you can't put it in with his right arm.
Well, the rules are correct there.
He looks quite tight for level, but it was a good call, I think, by the assistant and probably by the VAR.
Not great defending, I might add. He's let him get across him. He should have his arm across him and stop him getting there. He's bigger than as strong Lukaku is. He should be defending better than that.
He's been in terrific form when it's come to his performances for Belgium in the build-up. 13 goals in the 8 warm-up games, and he's on target again now, having also had a terrific qualifying campaign too. Only scored a couple during Euro 2016, so off and running in his World Cup campaign for 2018 for Romelu Lukaku. There's some conjecture as to how many he has got for Belgium, because in one friendly they used too many substitutes, so I think his hat-trick was wiped out that day, but it's certainly, for me, goal number 37 in a Belgian shirt. 20 minutes remaining here in Sochi, and Belgium off to the perfect start to this World Cup campaign in Group G, of course, alongside England, who will get underway in just over an hour and a half's time when they take on Tunisia. Down the left-hand side is Vertonghen. Forward he goes into space. The chase on for Carrasco down this left-hand side. Murillo's there as well. And Murillo just falls on the ball under pressure from Carrasco, and it's going to be a free kick for Panama.
I don't think we'll be seeing either team in any hurry. I said to you earlier, Panama, I think, will be, just don't get beaten by 4 or 5. Belgium have done the job. They win this as it is. There'll be a lot of possession.
Well, their biggest win in the World Cup actually came against El Salvador. That was by 3-0 in one of their meetings with the 6 other CONCACAF sides they've played against. So you're feeling there may well be some more goals in it for them. It really does depend how Panama approach the final 20 minutes or so. And at the moment they're looking to try and get themselves back in the game. Godoy pushing it out wide to the left-hand side, where it's picked up by Davis. Davis just lays the ball off short and finds the run that's being made by Cooper. Cooper into Perez. This is better from Panama. Edge of the box. It's lifted forward by Gabriel Torres, and it was looped in the air and easily picked out by Thibaut Courtois under his crossbar.
We talked at half-time, didn't we, about being the final ball. You know, that's the difference there. They get a chance to get somebody on the outside, put a cross in, and it's just a tame little chip into Courtois' hands.
No surprise that Luis Tejeda is about to come on. The 36-year-old plays his club football in Peru, but 105 caps to his name so far, 40-odd goals as well. But it's Belgium here who are looking for goals. They're on the search for number 3. Hazard picks it up out wide to the left-hand side after a fairly poor ball from Carrasco. He's got 2 who come to greet him immediately. Goes back to Axel Witsel in the middle of the park, and Vertonghen's there as well. But again, Hazard's taken up a decent position on the left-hand side, and he has the ball at feet, walking towards the edge of the penalty area, and then just turns away from the close attention, and actually gives the ball away this time to Godoy, who's fouled by Witsel, and this will be the final change of the game then for Panama. And I suspect it'll be Perez that goes off and Tejeda, as I mentioned, that's likely to come on. Really was a toss-up between those two, with a combined age, as we mentioned earlier, of 73. As to which one of them got the starting position, both with more than 40 goals, and it is Perez that departs and Tejeda is on.
Yeah, I think Perez has run his race, to be honest with you. He's starting to struggle up there.
An early header is won by Tejeda. He gets up over Axel Witsel and wins that in the middle of the park. It's back with Courtois. He's all closed down that time, and Courtois just took his time before delivering, and it cannons away off of Armando Cooper and out of play for what will be a goal kick, but Courtois almost got caught.
It's amazing. Even something as small as that can give the team a lift. They all go, we might get something from this, you know, the goalkeeper, Courtois' abilities, experience, how good he is, and he gets caught. You just give a little bit of hope to the opposition.
But Moussa Dembele is coming on. Mauricio Pochettino says that he's one of the 5 best players in the world as far as Pochettino's concerned.
Well, I'm in agreement. I think he's a wonderful player. From when he was at Fulham and he was playing against us, just an outstanding player. Just got everything going for him. So powerful, quick.
He only appeared in 3 World Cup qualifiers though, and one of those was a start. He just doesn't seem to fit in with whatever it is Roberto Martinez wants.
Well, you know, I mean, Mauricio Pochettino will be talking about his own players and bigging them up, of course, and he'll want to do that. But I think he's a wonderful, wonderful, talented player. But you know, managers think differently. Different coaches think differently. And you can't pick anybody else's team. That's the beauty of the game.
Imagine if you all thought the same. What a dull world it would be.
What a dull world. Yeah.
But here's Hazard on a rampaging run here from halfway, sips that one through to Romelu Lukaku. Keeper's advancing, Lukaku over the top of him into the bottom corner, and Romelu Lukaku is doing what he does best, scoring goals for Belgium. It's 2 in the game for Romelu Lukaku. Belgium have 3 and are cruising to a comfortable victory to kick off Group G. It's Belgium 3, Panama 0.
Well, when we were chatting at half-time and we were all saying that, you know, it depends what happens, and then he said that they'll get tired and mistakes, and now they're up the pitch, they're attacking, they've been done on the break, and it's the 3 lads that are up there. Lukaku gets stuck in there by Hazard, and he's brilliant, you know. He waits until he's gone down, he lets the keeper make his move, he goes down, he's waiting, he doesn't have anything underneath him, and he dinks it over the top. Great finish.
22 goals in 24 internationals for Romelu Lukaku. Just a really terrific finish as well. Kept calm. He's already matched that tally from Euro 2016 in game 1. And Roberto Martinez is looking like a very happy man. And they've just done the job they had to do, mate. It's not been convincing in that first half, but now they're starting to just expand a little bit more.
Yeah, but instead of being there as a player and as a manager, coach, it's tough against anyone. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. They make it hard to prepare. They've got all that time to prepare for your team against who are they playing, and they'll have 3 or 4 weeks preparation to do it and make it difficult for you. As I've done it for other teams myself, and then it doesn't happen. But I think they've just trusted their ability. They got the first goal, which was wonderful, and then now they're just picking them off. And this is very, very difficult for Panama when they start breaking on them from these positions.
Well, Panama, as they go in search of a goal game, are just starting to leave holes. Down the right-hand side, they have possession with Torres. Torres goes infield. That's Gabriel Torres, by the way, as opposed to Roman Torres, who is still playing his role as a man mountain at the back. There's a ball lifted over the top here to Hazard, who's chasing onto it from De Bruyne inside the penalty area. Hazard in the box, looks for some support, which arrives in the form of Lukaku, but didn't arrive quickly enough, and he was crowded out by 2 white shirts who can bring that ball clear on the far side. And Panama, and it's picked up by Mertens, the scorer of the first, and back inside their own half, Belgium have possession.
It really starts to get tough when you're the Panama team and you seem to be facing your own goal. You're running back towards it because you've lost it up the pitch, and they're breaking on you and all running back, having to get back and defend. And there can't be any better 3 up front than the 3 that Belgium start getting tired. And they've sent one of the best 5 players in the world on as well.
Here's Hazard heading towards the byline. Really good tackle from Murillo. Hazard took him on, and Murillo did enough to win the ball back for Panama. However, he's run into 2 alert straight away, and Dembele just gets clipped off him and into touch on this near side for a throw into Panama, midway inside their own half. We have, what, just over 12 minutes remaining here. You're listening to the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, in the morning we'll have your essential roundup of Tuesday's sports stories. World Cup Sports Day is on the air from 7 o'clock with Dan Windle tomorrow morning. He'll look back on England's World Cup opener against Tunisia. That's live on TalkSport tonight from 6, as well as preview that third one-day international between England and Australia. Here come Panama, decent, but his outstretched boot can't quite get on the end of it round the back post, and that's the first time actually they've got into a wide area and delivered something decent into the box. It
is very getting late on in the game, and it is a great ball. He can't get there. He's made the best effort he possibly could, but whether he could have gone with his head, yeah, you're right, first decent ball they've got in from wide areas.
Susceptible down the flanks, you would have thought, with the two wing backs they play, but here is Alderweireld at the edge of the penalty area for Belgium. Now they try and break on mass. A stream of red shirts driving forward. Lukaku out wide on that right-hand side. On the ball, with the ball at feet, charging inside the penalty area. Gets almost got a lucky ricochet, but then at the second attempt it just span away from him. And now Panama can counter, and we're into end-to-end territory here. And eventually he goes down, and the referee's just going to wave it away. I thought he may have called it back, feeling he got a nick, but I think he maybe fell over his own feet as he tried to drive forward that time.
I think
Ismail Diaz. Here's the other number 10 at the other end. It really is end-to-end. Here's Hazard just trying to turn away from Murillo, who's looked after him really well at times during this game, and he wins the ball back on this occasion. They play with it at the edge of that penalty area, and then eventually chip it into touch, and Belgium have the throw. Last 10 minutes of the game.
Once it becomes end-to-end, there's only ever going to be one winner. With the front three that Belgium have, there's no doubt they'll get more goals.
3-0, Belgium lead. It's the World Cup live on TalkSport 2. All 64 games across the TalkSport network. Next up, England against Tunisia. That game kicks off in what, just over an hour and 20 minutes time.
I actually think the Panama back four could be proud of themselves, though. They've stuck with it. They're not giving them that many chances in it, and they're still at it now, defending 1v1s and having it with the Belgian team.
Mounier into Mertens. Lukaku, edge of the penalty area, helps it on. Mertens is onside. Cross to Mounier with a little back heel, and it's saved by Pinedo. No flag had gone up, and eventually it does. They do delay on the offside until, of course, it's been checked or it's really obvious. Looked quite obvious to us, didn't it?
It looked obvious to me.
Yeah, I think Mertens probably with his left foot offside. And eventually the flag went up from the assistant.
That's incredible. I said I've been at this wedding all week. I've not seen that much football, so I've seen many decisions, but it was offside. It was.
Well, Pierluigi Collina has told them just to delay, because ultimately they can always check it on VAR if necessary.
Well, that's a point, yeah, because it could be disallowed and it could be a goal, of course. Yeah, I get it.
Hazard into the feet of Lukaku. It's not really been the opening weekend of this World Cup. There's another foul there and another free kick at the edge of the penalty area.
I'm a defender, Adam. When he's offside, I stick my hand up. I want him offside.
When you've done that line, yeah, no two ways about it. Here's the free kick. Last, what, 8.5 minutes lead. Perfect start for them to Group G at this 2018 World Cup. The noise inside the Fish Stadium in Sochi has just dropped a little. The Panamanians realising this is done and dusted. Now Mertens is about to respot the ball, I think, that Hazard has just put down here. Again, it's to the left of the D. It's about 25 yards out. They're actually going to take Mertens off and bring the other Hazard on. So that'll decide who's taking this free kick if they do it now. I think they're trying to get the attention of the referee. The board is up.
One of them's going to be very disappointed, I can tell you that.
Well, I think the referee has said, no, we're not doing the substitution yet. We will wait. And actually, it is going to be Eden Hazard who will take this free kick. 6 goals in his last 6 qualifying games for Belgium. Right-footed, he tries to bend it. It's gone into the wall again. And well, one of the Panamanians has gone down. No great surprise. Feeling, I think it's Tejeda, the substitute. He got caught in the face and Here is the change, and we will see the other Hazard brother enter the fray. Thorgan Hazard from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He will replace Dries Mertens, who got Belgium on their way with a really sumptuous strike.
He did, didn't he? The front three have not had it all their own way. It's just started now. He'll be really annoyed. He'll be thinking if he'll get another goal, he want to stay on the pitch because the game's opened up. But he's done his shift. He's done his job. He's got the bigger fish to fry now. They've got more games to play, and he's scored a great goal. It was a wonderful strike.
7 minutes remaining here on TalkSport 2. You're listening to the World Cup live. Roberto Martinez with a big hug for Mertens.
That's what he's saying to him, and I know you want to stay on, and listen, I've got to take somebody. I'm using the squad. You'll be in the team next time. He's just reassuring him.
Got to keep him happy.
Absolutely.
You and I were talking off air earlier. You know, keeping them happy is such a key part of it.
Yeah, and it's not about being mates with them, but it's being reasonable with them, explaining your decisions, and you know what? If you are that and consistent with people, then you get the best out of them.
That's a poor clearance there from Boyata, but he just about gets away with it with a bit of help from Alderweireld. He's not had too much to worry about playing in that role that's usually filled by Vincent Kompany. There's De Bruyne.
The game of keep ball going on now. That's.
Well, I think they've equalled that best ever scoreline in a World Cup, that 3-0 win against El Salvador. I'm sure they'll look to try and better that if they can. One of the favourites, the first side of the top 6 in the FIFA rankings to secure a win here after a weekend, of course, where we saw some of the best teams in the world struggle to make the perfect start at this World Cup. Of course, we're talking Germany, who lost to Mexico, Brazil only drawing against Switzerland, Portugal drawing with Spain, Argentina, of course, drawing against Iceland, and as we mentioned, Switzerland taking on Brazil, because Switzerland are inside the top 6 in the world. You may find that hard to believe, but you can manipulate your fixtures to make sure your ranking doesn't look too bad when it comes to draw times.
I do think the Portugal-Spain result is a little bit skewed when they're saying all the top 6 haven't won their games. You know, they were 2 brilliant teams, weren't they? It was a great game.
They were a terrific game of football, probably one of the best you're likely to see at the World Cup technically, and for sheer drama. Oh, here's a chance for Panama! Oh, he's gone down in the box. I think it's Tejeda who tried to get the shot. It's off of Courtois. And the referee just saying, no, hang on a minute.
VAR coming on, is it?
No, I think he's just given offside.
Oh, is he?
It was the initial ball through where there's no offside. It's that second touch where it was offside, and Courtois won the ball anyway. Just for a moment, Panama got that goal that they desired, and it would, of course, be a historic goal, their first in a World Cup final.
Absolutely, you know, they said you start off with it's your first World Cup final, and then it's what's the next first? If you get a 0-0 or you score, whatever it is, it's some sort of success in that World Cup that you've been to.
Iceland, of course, the other debutants this time round here in Russia, and they had a fairly good start in that 1-1 draw against Argentina. A goal, saving a Messi penalty. You can't really ask for much more. Fidel Escobar is one of the few that's not been booked, and maybe that's why he's just taken the chance to stick one on Axel Witsel there in the middle of the park.
And if he doesn't get booked, that's probably been the worst tackle of all in the game. There's been no nastiness. There's been a few little tugs and little trips and that, but bad.